In the next episode, we hear HGO and HGO is saying that Yakuza gang and gangster gang will also stop the war. I have to be a big boy friend of gangster gang's boss. He will also come for 3 years. And the big thing is that. Then we see HGO and HGO says that you are gangster gang's boss's daughter. And the one who wins, she says that you are Yakuza gang's boss's son. After that, HGO's dad says that he is the boss of Beehive gang. Adel's Wagoner and this is his daughter, Miss Carice's Wagoner. Then Adel says that I have heard a lot from your father about you. I am happy to meet you. But then we see their father fighting with each other and making each other suffer. Then the father of the Wagoner says that we don't have any other option to stop the war. And apart from that, there is a sound of a thud. And then we see a guy who comes with a lot of people and starts talking. My lady, I finally found you. And it was right that the Yakuza gang kidnapped you. Sachito says that he is very clot and then starts talking about it. According to a high-rank member of Beehive gang, I have to protect you. That's why I have brought you here to save you. And then we see that all the members of Yakuza gang come and start talking. Now you have crossed the limit. Now we will have to teach you a lesson. And then the senior members of both the gangs start fighting. And the war is about to start. Then the Ichiro's dad says that hey buddies, this is a very big misunderstanding. Then the clot looks at Adel. So he starts talking that boss, what are you doing here? So the Ichiro's dad says that you think we kidnapped Cheeto. But the real thing is that and then the two fathers of each other, they talk to each other. The thing is that they are a couple and they like each other very much. Then there is a lot of peace and the Ichiro is very scared. So the clot says that boss, is this true? So Adel says that yes, this is absolutely true and he dates our blessings. After listening to this, Yakuza gang's members start crying that finally his young master has got a girlfriend and the members of Beehive gang start crying that finally his lady has got a boyfriend and the clot here starts saying that I didn't know you have grown so much, young lady. Then Yakuza gang's senior member says that we want to stop working for the happiness of Beehive gang's clot also says that same goes for here. And without any hesitation, we will support them but then what is the meaning of this couple? I will never date a girl like Gorilla and only then will you start saying that who wants to date a donkey like this. But then a bullet runs next to the issue and we are shown that she has gone to the clot and then the clot starts but Yakuza gang's senior member attacks the clot with katana. But the plot that happens is easily saved from that. But the cut that happens is that the shoulder of the cut stops at a point which makes the cut much more scary. Then the mall gets really bad. And all the gang members say that do you really like each other? Do you are a girlfriend and boyfriend? Then the cutie starts talking to the cutie what should we do now? So the cutie says don't ask me. And then they decide that they will act as a couple. And then they start acting weird. Honey and darling. And they act so weird. And use such nice words. And then all the gang members get really happy. And think that they are really couples. But the plot that happens is still a little suspicious. And then the scene gets cut. Then we see the cutie who was sitting outside. Then the cutie says how did this happen? So the cutie says that nothing will happen if we complain. We don't have any other way. Then after some time the cutie says now we are a couple so what should we do? So the cutie says how will I know? I never dated anyone before. So the cutie says that for your information I never dated anyone before. So the cutie says that really? Then the cutie says yes. I just don't understand all these things. And then the cutie gets distracted on his locket. And then he says to find my locket. Thank you very much. So the cutie says that things get awkward. If I leave everything like that, you can show me your gratitude. But what is that? It seems very important to you. Then she starts telling her story about how her dad had put her on a trip and then there she made a friend and before leaving she gave her a locket. She doesn't remember the name and face of that girl except the promise she made to that girl and she feels that she will get it from that girl sometime. After that she says that she doesn't like that guy at all who keeps on taking past things around. But I really like this kind of romance story. But then she starts telling us that we have to do something about this situation because I can never date someone like you. So Cheeto starts telling us that this is my line of stupidness and then they start fighting again. Then the scene shifts and the next day the morning scene is shown where Cheeto is sleeping and then a gang member says that the master has come for you. So Cheeto goes and sees where Cheeto is standing and Cheeto says that it is good to come without being called. The weather is good today that she went on a date and after hearing all this Cheeto is very surprised and worried and you can see her face in the image. After that we are shown Cheeto and IG and Cheeto who have come on a date and then Cheeto remembers how when he asked why we should go on a date. So he said that you are boyfriend and girlfriend so you have to go and then Cheeto gets very upset and starts thinking why it happens with me and here we are shown that all the gang members are following them. Then Cheeto says that what we should do now then Cheeto starts talking and I don't know and then Cheeto starts thinking that you know very well how to ruin someone's day. Then Cheeto's idea comes that if there was a place for him then what would he do? He would go for coffee and then go for a walk in the garden and then Cheeto takes Cheeto and goes to many places where he was also selling very bad things with the shop. After that he goes to watch a movie where Cheeto and Cheeto have different opinions. In the end they go to watch a romance movie but in romance movie the thing that gets one over is sleep. And this thing gets lost in thought that it looks very cute while sleeping then after the movie is over we are shown that the thing that gets lost is said that I am thirsty go get juice for me and this thing gets lost in thought and while going it is thought that nothing cute about it and after going to the thing there are some boys come there and they start talking to him that will you start drinking coffee with us? Or your boyfriend has made you dumb but Cheeto was ignoring them but the boys were talking and here we are shown to gang members who were very angry and the Cheeto was also very angry and then she was going to kill them then the issue is very much and says that forgive me but it does not come to Japanese after that Cheeto's hand starts taking him and the Cheetos are very much blushing and in the park Cheeto says that you have stopped me why do you want to be a hero who is going to make girls and he will save her from the thugs. So, he is very angry that if you would have killed them, then you would have no difference. And then he starts saying that you can't talk to me like that. And then he gets calm there. And then he starts thinking that this was the first time I held a girl's hand. And then he says that whatever I thought, it didn't go that bad. I will give you a little point of this date. Then he starts going away. So, he says where are you going? So, Cheeto says that the restroom is stupid. And then Cheeto goes and thinks that this was the first time that a boy held my hand. And what Ichi is thinking here is that I can never understand this girl. I wish I was on a date with Onodera. And then we are shown that Onodera is standing there. And Onodera says that did you take my name, Ichi? By the way, you are doing what you are doing here, Ichi. So, you can see the face of Ichi. And then Ichi says that what are you doing here, Onodera? So, Onodera says that I went shopping with my friends. So, I am going home now. Then I saw you and I thought that I will surprise you. But you took my name from the beginning. And here, what Ichi is doing is very scary. And then he is also blushing. So, Onodera says that he is posing cute. By the way, what are you thinking, Ichi? And then we are shown Cheeto's face. Which is completely removed from the washroom. And then he gets the voice of talking to the gang members. Which was saying that they are not at all lovable. And he was also suspicious, so Cheeto thinks that he will have to do something now. Then he darlings with a very strange acting, he starts going to Ichija, and then he sees that there is Onodera too, and the mall there becomes quite awkward, and then Onodera says that Cheeto, you just darlied Ichija, that means you are not dating. Then Cheeto starts saying that it can never happen that I date him like this, and then Cheeto also says this. But then he remembers that both the gang members are looking at him, and then he starts thinking that if I haven't cleared the misunderstanding, then Onodera will think that I am the boyfriend of this girl, and then he starts thinking that what should I do now, and then he is going to say something, then Cheeto grabs his hand and says that yes, we are a Klabita couples. And after hearing this, Ichija and Onodera are very surprised. And then Cheeto says that I know that you are very embarrassed in front of our classmate. But we don't have any other way. But here Ichija is thinking that I can act in front of any classmate. Not just Onodera, but then Onodera says that this was a very surprising. And the Ichija is in a bad condition here, then Cheeto goes out and goes away saying that he had some work and he has forgotten. And after Cheeto goes, Onodera says that it would be good if we let him go alone. Then Ichija says that yes, This would be good, and then here is the cloth that is being shown. Which is being thought. After today's investigation, I have come to know that something is going on between them. But I didn't know what that is, but just wait for a while. Little rats, I will kill you very quickly, then we are shown to Ichija. Which is being said that Onodera, I have to tell you something, the truth is that I and Chitoke are not dating. Then Onodera starts saying that I know Ichija. You don't need to say anything. I understood everything, even though you are doing your embarrassment, but this would be very bad, if Chitoke gets hurt a lot. Then Ichija is confused and says that, what is your embarrassment? So they say that you don't have to worry, you two look very cute with each other. So this thing is thought that nothing is understood and then starts crying. And then they say that I forgive you both, you two have reached the middle of the date. So then it starts making a mistake, nothing like that. And then it comes to remember about its locket and then it thinks that we are alone now. This is the perfect time. And then he says that I want to ask you something. Then he takes out his locket and says that have you ever seen this locket before? Like in your childhood, and then they get very quiet there and they say that never. Now I have to go. Don't make Chitoga wait too long, and then the scene gets cut from there and then it is shown to Chitoga who runs to him. And here Chitoga starts listening to him very much. So he gives him a packet. So Chitoga says that what is this? So this thing says that this is my way of apologizing because it was my mistake. So I open the window and see where it says that this is the bean jam cake where I always go. And I like this a lot. So then I say that these are the same things that I don't like at all. Then I show the mirror which reaches my house. And you can see the reflection of the mirror from the mirror. And there is a sweet shop of the mirror. Then the mirror goes to the room and sits in its desk. Then when I see the photo of these things, I say that I made a lie. Now what should I do? I have made it even harder. And the episode ends like this. If you like the video, then like the video. And the next episode will come soon. Till then, goodbye.